Please feel free to share your comments on that via text messages. And still to come here on BBC Network Africa, floods in Benin displace hundreds of thousands. The time has just come to 7:45. Now there's less than 12 weeks to go to the independence referendum in South Sudan, and politicians there are rushing around trying to rally people ahead of the vote on the issue, and they're not alone. One man in Nashville in the USA is doing his bit.
South Sudan, it's time to vote.
South Sudan, it's time to vote.
South Sudan, it's time to vote.
South Sudan, 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 it's time to vote.
South Sudan, it's time to vote, y'all. Go vote and make sure y'all vote.
YABA Angelosi is a Sudanese musician living in Tennessee, and from America's Deep South, he's urging fellow South Sudanese to vote come January 2011. His song, It's Time to Vote, is currently on the video website YouTube for anyone who has access to a computer to see. I called him up to find out more about it.
You know, being a citizen of Sudan, grew up in a civil war society where, as in my family and so many of our friends and relatives had witnessed the war, and some of us have migrated to different countries. And given the opportunity in 2005 to have this referendum in 2011, you know, it really means a lot to me and a lot of our brothers and sisters back in Sudan and also in the diaspora. Writing the song Time to Vote, did my researches, and also through the background of Sudan and the history, you know, it really inspired me to sit down and write something that can uplift the spirit of our people in South Sudan.
Now, do you feel that people really need any encouragement to vote?
Well, there is a lot of excitement, and I really believe, you know, this is something that can actually add on to the excitements of what's going on in South Sudan. And I think, especially for the youth, through music, I think it will get the message out there, and I think will uplift a lot of people to go ahead and vote in the coming referendum. And I think by, you know, bringing the message through the music, they will be able to hear it, and they'll be able to go and vote in the coming referendum.
Is this the first time you've written an overtly political song? Because, I mean, in the song, you show pictures of the late John Garang. You have even the South Sudanese flag and lots of other images from your particular region.
Yes, this is my first song that has to do anything with political. But in terms of this song, I really thought for me as an artist to step up and do my part. And referendum is something that really means a lot to all of us as Southern Sudanese people. And I think as artists here in the States and back at home, you know, we're really doing our part to make sure that we get involved in this movement and make sure to get the message across to our people. Are
you able to vote in the referendum and others like you in the diaspora?
According to what I'm hearing right now, it's very hard for us in the diaspora to vote at the time being. But what we can do as far as having an advantage of being in diaspora, you know, and encourage one another to go back home before the referendum and to go and vote.
YABA Angelosi, otherwise known as Angelo Maku, who lives and works as a musician in Nashville in Tennessee, but is a son of South Sudanese soil. And here's more of his track, It's Time to Vote, for your listening pleasure.
علينا طبانين من حرب، علينا طبانين من ظروف، علينا طبانين من أيام. كم سنين ظلمونا، كم سنين عذبونا، كم سنين قتلونا لحد 200 نعيش سادة. من يوم الليلة عندنا الصوت، من يوم الليلة تعلقوا فوق. علينا من جنوب، علينا جنوبين، علينا عيال بتاع الله. علينا ما بيكفوا تاني، علينا ما بيكور تاني، علينا ما بيجري تاني، علينا ما بيوقع تاني. علينا بنجيب فوق لحد نلقى سلام في قلوبنا، سلام في بلدنا جنوب السودان. علينا كيفوا.
And I asked YABA, I said, what language are you singing in other than English, thinking it was one of the Southern Sudanese tongues? And he said, no, in fact, this is a Southern Sudanese dialect of Arabic. So see if you can decipher any words if you speak Arabic. Time to vote, and you can see the video on YouTube. You're listening to Network Africa. A quick text from someone in Somalia. We rely on the BBC as a source of news, so we wish for them to get enough funds. We can't dispense with it, and hope all the best for the BBC. Thanks for that. Now sport.
the latest African sports news from the BBC on Network Africa.
And the sports news comes from Harare, care of Steve Vickers.